Saltwater Clinic if he's there?
Kate?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. One moment, please.
Thank
Hold
you.
the line.
Well, let's call the Finance Minister. All right. 8354. One 644.
Good morning, Senator Birmingham's office. This is Nick speaking.
Oh, good morning, Nick. This is Rich McLean. I spoke to you yesterday.
Yep.
I've struggled for a long time, and I've asked for an acknowledgement from Mr. Birmingham. Can we confirm that email was passed to him or not?
Yes, it has been sent on. I can't confirm whether or not he's, actioned it or read it, but yeah, it has been passed on.
Well, I've sent emails to Makilia Cash, who condones my vagrancy, which I am now, homeless. And I've sent emails to Minister Reynolds from the NDIA. She also condones my homelessness and refuses to pay my rental arrears for NDIS, which is supposed to be covered. And I've also got lots of other issues with major people, including the Prime Minister's office, which hasn't got back to me. I'm unable to go to the police. I'm unable to get litigation, and I'm unable to be a whistleblower. So I'm also have lost $1 million at the Australian Human Rights Centre, which I've explained to him. I've also lost $1 to $2 million at AFCA, which I've explained to him. And on next Wednesday, my work cover case, which they've delayed, denied, deferred, is going to the AAT. And the government, I suicided in a hospital, you see, over a year ago. And the government condones that as nothing to see. Now, since that time, I've lived with a brain injury, and under heinous oppression, and next Wednesday, my probably TPD case is going before the AAT, and I'm supposed to represent myself. However, the government, having already been actively participating in causing that suicide, has now got a 25-year experienced lawyer to absolutely bury me there. So I say to you again that I have no food, I have no medication, and I am squatting, so I'm being evicted. So this clearly is an issue that needs to be addressed at the very least before next Wednesday. Now I've asked to be immediately addressed, and it hasn't. So I'd like to speak to him if possible.
You'd like to, sorry, what?
Speak to him.
Well, he's not in our office at the moment.
Okay.
I mean, look, I think really the capacity for what our office can actually provide in this instance beyond referring, I mean, you've mentioned that you've already sent emails to multiple ministers and the response has been unanimous.
Well, it's been illegal, mate. It's corruption. That's what it is. It's a toxic scapegoating and character assassination of me.
I'm unsure why you can't go to the police.
Look, I've made a website. If you want to see the evidence of why I can't go to the police, why I can't report rape, murder, tax evasion, fraud, conspiracy to pervert the course of justice, corruption, these are all serious crimes. I cannot report one of them to the federal police or the local police or the state police. I have had my business ruined. I have suffered so much detriment. It has damaged my brain. It has caused me to be a vagrant. And if you want to go to the website killhim.info, which I'm sure you'd be delighted to have a look at, you can see and listen for yourself in evidence why I am blacklisted from the police, because I record my calls and you can see purely that I cannot report anything. Now, I say to you again, I've passed this message on to Mr. Birmingham for detriment, for immediate acknowledgement. To do less is to put me at great risk. There are hitmen coming to my door, whether they're from the government, the secret services, or thugs from the underworld. I am at risk. I'm not safe in my house. I have not got medication or food. You are telling me to go to the police, but I have proven beyond reasonable doubt that I can't go to the police.
We're not a law enforcement agency.
Pardon?
Well, we're not a law enforcement agency.
But you're backpedaling, mate. See, you are the representative of the Birmingham's
I'm
office.
just telling you what our actual capacity legally.
Well, I'm telling you that Mr. Birmingham has a responsibility to care for its citizens under the Detriment Act, the CDD scheme, and he also has a responsibility as a public official to act within the Charter of Human Rights. And if I don't have food, medication, and I'm at risk of death, he must act. Do you agree?
Whether or not he must act, you're suggesting that it's up to him personally to provide these things.
A minister can decide the outcome of the CDD scheme. Yes, it's him. Why are you forcing me to go to the police and not acknowledging that he's going to have a look at it and get back to me?
Because I think that the claims that you're raising are of such serious nature that they, ought to be looked at quite urgently by someone who actually has the capacity to investigate those crimes.
And so you're fobbing me off, for starters. You're saying that he's not going to get back to me, and you, as a public official, are now putting me at greater risk.
But you have just stated, have
I have tried my best to go to the police again and again. I had police here last week, 2 weeks before that. They won't do anything. I've reported to IBAC. I've reported to APRA, and the Commonwealth Ombudsman. I cannot be a whistleblower. I am absolutely clusterfucked framed. Now, I say to you again, if I had money from the detriment that I've lost, I could easily move house and disappear somewhere else, couldn't I? Why won't you acknowledge that this is a serious issue that needs to be not fobbed off to another department and handballed somewhere else, but you as a public official and Mr. Birmingham as a public official, framed by the legislation of the Human Rights Charter that is ingrained in this government's legislation and law, that you need to acknowledge this immediately.
Well, as I said, I passed it on. I will express to the Senator again, as I said yesterday, that there is an urgent need for this to be looked at.
Did you talk to him? Did you talk to him?
I sent an email.
You sent an email. Did you preface that with anything?
I raised the issues that you mentioned in our phone call yesterday.
And what did he say?
I haven't received a response.
Well, isn't that interesting? See, that's the government's methodology. Delay, defer, deny. I have lived in abject poverty since my successful suicide attempt in a hospital which the government condones on less than $50 a week for an entire fucking year. And I've lost millions of dollars. I want you to take this to him immediately, and I would like you to get him to acknowledge my email and not send me to police, not delay, defer, deny, and I would like you to get him to acknowledge that he is a person of public officialdom, and to that, and as well as you and the police that I'm trying to get traction with, they are all bound by law to act under the Human Rights Charter and the signatory for the human rights of people with a disability that the government is signatory to. To do less than that is causing detriment, and it's causing distress, and it's putting me at great risk of fucking killing myself.
So you want an acknowledgement of your email? Just so I'm clear, that's what you're after. You want an acknowledgement of your email?
I would like to talk to Mr. Birmingham, please.
As I said, he is not here. I can't put you through.
Well, I would like a response from Mr. Birmingham.
But what response are you actually after?
It details it in the email that because of the millions and millions of dollars of detriment that I have suffered, and that I'm going to lose next Wednesday $1.5 million at the AAT because the Attorney General already condones this corruption, that I'm hoping that Minister Birmingham will have a little bit of sense about him and not fall victim to if I take this to the Federal Circuit Court or the Supreme Court and fuck the entire government from the bottom up.
Well, that's your prerogative.
Well, it's his prerogative to respond to me. I'm going to lose money easily that I've proven next Wednesday. If he doesn't intervene, I am trapped. He will put me in great detriment if he doesn't get back to me by next Wednesday and avert that meeting. All I've asked for is a simple wage so that I can move house and get out of this fucking hole with the death threats of the police that I can't go to. You would think a person of sensible nature would absolutely, knowing that I am owed multi-millions of dollars from detriment from the government, would actually just atone me that very simple thing of a wage that I could get food and medication and move to a safe place. And I want whistleblower rights, and I want a monthly wage paid to me immediately, so that when you work out the detriment, you can will come to a conciliation then. In the meantime, I'm at risk. If he doesn't and you don't bring this to him, I am at great risk of death, of suicide. I don't have enough money for food, mate. Do you understand?
Well, to the capacity that I think I have some understanding, but I'm still not entirely sure to what extent we can actually help you here.
You're a real coward, you know that? Because you're paid by the government as a pawn, like a cheap hooker, to toe the party line to oppress me. You don't even know who I am. I've spoken in Parliament. I've spoken in all the radio and TV shows. I've been character assassinated. I'm a Human Rights Award-winning author and artist, and I have worked for 25 years in altruism, helping other people. This government has witnessed this. I'm not just some average Joe Blow. And even if I was, if the government's caused me detriment, I am deserving of being recompensated. So, I don't know what you're unclear about, mate. I've said it simply. I want whistleblower status, I want a response from him, and I want you all not to be cowards who don't know me and believe the libel and slander that you've been given, and that I am a good person with a high ethical standard, and I expect it to be held up and accountable by ministers who are framed by legal principles, including you and the minister.
And all I'm saying is that I don't want to promise you an outcome that we may not be able to provide. And I certainly haven't implied, or certainly hope I haven't implied that you're not of high ethical character.
Why are you doing this to me?
Doing what?
You're fobbing me off.
I'm not. I'm trying to.
Why can't you take that letter to the minister in all seriousness that it is and ask a simple atonement for a month's wage so I can be in safety and have food and medication? It's a human dignity issue. Why can't you do that? Are your hands tied somehow?
I'm not sure how.
What did the minister tell you that why he can't get back to me?
I'm not sure how one political office would be able to arrange.
So are you backpedaling now? All I want you to do, office boy, is send the email to him and get a response.
Which I have done. And I understand that you're not happy that you haven't gotten a response yet.
I'm not happy that I've got no fucking food. I'm not happy that I can't go to the fucking police. And I'm not happy that I can't be a whistleblower. And I'm not happy that I have no dignity, no human rights. And you are aiding and abetting my death, which has already happened in a hospital, which I can't get justice for. And you owe me millions of dollars, and the government condoned that death as nothing to see.
I'm going to hang up the phone.
Pardon?
I'm going to keep yelling and swearing.
I think I've proven my point. I want a response by tomorrow, or I'm taking it elsewhere.